This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Green here and welcome to our video, and it's finally over. Boss Collector vs Superman is down, and I'm going to show you in this video one fight for each of the 6 teams that I was using. I do not have a LexCorp Warsuit on this account, sadly, so it's gonna be a rough experience. You'll not even see Black Manta because he's literally unusable. And for the people who are unaware, it doesn't work anymore to like kill your characters and revive them with the Regen Matrix, and then they no longer get damaged by debuffs. So yeah, first up we got the Implant Sakon plus Raven team. And plus Dr. Fate. We're going to have a Sword of Sin on Raven to reduce the defense of the enemy. We're going to have a level 6 Beta Club on Conflant Sakoman, and we're going to have a level 5 Kryptonite Spear on Dr. Fate for the passive stats that it provides. And yeah, I'm using the special 2 of Raven because the special 1 gives her a buff, which is like Power Steal on basic attacks, and that buff gets turned into Dot and it gets her easily closer to death. And right here, as you might see, I'm tagging Raven a little bit more than I should maybe, but at the same time what I was trying to do is to keep up the burning effect, though I failed there. The Sword of Sin that I have is going to be only level 3, so the duration of the burn is not gonna be that big. So if you're aware or unaware, the burning stacks, it reduces half of the opponent's current defense, and if the burning is active, when you apply it again, it's gonna reduce half of the current half that you already reduced in half. Okay, so look, usually you should apply burning before the previous one expires, but I just figured out that's gonna be more or less impossible and it's gonna impede my gameplay, so I'm just gonna stop trying to do it. I use a special 1 in there because I believed he was close to the corner, and that can help you out chain your combo better. And as you can see, I'm trying to like apply the dot damage at first with the Champ attack because it does a little bit better. And Beta Club is in a little bit of a weird state here, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it'll do. And I know that I'm very privileged to have the Beta Club, even though I don't have LexCorp Warsuit, and a lot of you will sadly not have this luxury, but don't worry, just for this, I think this team is the only team where the Beta Club really made a big impact. On the other fights, it was literally just for the additional stats, that's why it was equipped, and I really don't think it made much of a difference. Like, looking back on the fights that you'll see, I think we would have been better off by putting the level 5 Kryptonite Spear on the damage dealer, and that would have done more damage. But yeah, this team was a tremendous help and was the only team that did some damage. Well, we'll have one more actually that did a little bit more damage, but compared to the other teams, not to this one. So yeah, Raven definitely being a tremendous help here with Conflant Sakoman and Beta Club. Refreshing that, being back in there for less special 3. And yeah, all the fights with King were pretty much similar. Maybe more percentage damage earlier on because he had more health, though I doubt it because he's got a low cap. So yeah, 460,000. That's decent. Now we're going to have the Heartbreak Harley Quinn team, and I don't know, I get very weird luck with the stuns over here. It always feels like it's below 50%. Like in some fights you feel like you got more than 50% chance, in other fights you feel like you got less, but over here every single time I felt like I got less than I wanted to. So yeah, we're pretty much using Arkham Knight Batman in there. We're using the special 1 there of EPI in order to get rid of his shield. And Arkham Knight Batman will have the Sword of Sin again to reduce the defense. And yeah, we tagged in Harley there even though he was not stunned because I wanted to generate some power for Arkham Knight Batman. And yeah, a thing that I'll have to get used to is not tagging my Arkham Knight Batman out if the stun is not successful, as you might see further into this fight, because usually if your stun is successful or unsuccessful, you're going to anyway tag your Harley out, because Harley in there, because she needs to keep the All Blade stacks up, but we're not using All Blades here, so it's gonna be a little bit of a learning experience as well. With this team we'll not have any trouble keeping the burning effect up because the taggings just work fine, so we're going to keep this dude at very low defense. But of course we're not gonna have access to crits We do have some lethal on this Heartbreak Harlequin, but and it's actually some lethal attack damage on the Beta Club, so that will help. But yeah, there's close to no damage coming from the Beta Club. Most of the damage is her dots. She should in theory reduce the enemy's dot resistance by a certain percentage, and this dude's got a huge dot resistance. Not sure that works that well, but overall, if we get lucky with this stuns, this team will do slightly better than the other ones, but yeah, definitely not remotely close to the Flying Sakoman team. And honestly, I don't think this team would have really needed the LexCorp Warsuit. This team is a team that's fine without the LexCorp Warsuit. But again, if I had the LexCorp Warsuit, this team will turn like from one of the best teams that I can use here, from one of the least favorable matchups. Harley back in there. Yeah, I'm doing everything possible to reduce this man's defense and resistances. But we're just not pulling more damage, and I got crazy lucky with the stuns in this fight, actually. I think it was overall like a 60 or 70% stun rate. Oh boy, that's great. Like, I was talking about how stuns don't work against him, and this fight really didn't necessarily prove my points. And yeah, with when he's stunned, we deal around 500k at times with swipes and stuff. So it's overall fine. If all the teams worked like the capacity of this team, because this team is working like at 20 to 25% performance compared to fights that are not this dude, it would have been okay, but it gets far worse for the other teams. Silver Banshee is another one that performs decently, I guess. And also, a lot of you guys suggest in the comments, and I want to address that I maybe should use Predator Batman, because maybe I'll get better results. And it was not something like, oh, Sigvald, why are you not using Predator Batman? It was a friendly suggestion, and I appreciate that. What I don't appreciate is Predator Batman in this team, because I tried it and it's shit. For some reason, it simply pulls half of the damage that this team pulls. So what we're doing here is trying to do a gameplay where we lock him into an infinite combo. We're going to combo interrupt him with a reverse flash, then tag Silver Banshee in for a full combo into a special tree, and then tag out. Again, something that I didn't do at points was trying to further disable one ability if the special tree failed to disable. Because if he's got no abilities disabled, that further reduces our damage. With one disabled, it's fine. It's a maximum of 2 because he's got only 2 abilities. It's really not worth going for 2 of them because this dude's got a thing. I mentioned that in the previous video, where he's got just 2 abilities, but the Silver Banshee AI thinks that he's got 3 abilities. And she's trying to disable the ability that doesn't exist. Also, this guy's crit resistant, not crit immune, so sometimes you'll get some crits, though it's very, very rare. Back there we got the crit on Silver Banshee special 2, and obviously it was most likely the worst special 2 in the game because it was right after he used the super move, so he had no combo. So unlucky on that one, I guess. Lucky and at the same time unlucky. Another special 3 in there. Blocking that, reverse slash back in there. Combo interrupting again. Yeah, this dude is one of the hardest things I've combo interrupted, but look, with practice you get better at it, so it's fine. Some characters have a hard time than others, and sometimes I mess up the timing on the tagging after Silver Banshee special tree. We really need to hold the block a bit. There we go, that's a perfect one. Combo interrupting again. Again, if you're new to combo interruptions, don't start learning on this dude, you're not gonna have a good time. Earth Slash back in there, combo interrupting again. Also here I did yet again the mistake of, look, if none of them got disabled by the special tree, just try to disable one because damage is too low. That was just 800k and it's not actually too bad, I guess. Silver Banshee back in there. And yeah, we're going to have the Kryptonite Spear on Silver Banshee and the Beta Club on Reverse Flash. Like, the Beta Club is mainly on Reverse Flash for stuff like the power generation reduction, and for the passive stats is not gonna help really by a lot. And the Spear is, I think, yet again for passive stats, because the Spear is good for Silver Banshee if you get above a 40 hit combo, because you get the advantage of that. But I don't think there was any instance in this fight where we actually got above a 40 hit combo, or if it was just by a very, very little amount. But yeah, that was a 2.7 million damage on that last special tree, so that was okay. So yeah, it goes quite around the 20 mil value. Another team that I'm using is going to be the Batmanja Catwoman plus Vixen plus Batmanja Gorilla Grodd. So yeah, in order for Catwoman to not kill herself like Black Manta does, for Black Manta there's no way to avoid that because it's his passive, you can't remove his passive. But the Batmanja team kill themselves in this fight because of the lethal attack damage buff that Robin provides. Now, if you get Robin out, you're not gonna kill yourself anymore by doing basic attacks, so that's great. But at the same time, you're going to lose the main reason why the Batmanja team deals damage, and this kind of serves as a good demonstration of how crap the Batmanja team is without having a Batman Ninja Robin in there. We're going to use Vixen as sort of an attempt to replace my boy Robin, because she's gonna give you more damage for each debuff that the enemy has, and I don't think there will be any point in this fight after the first few seconds where this dude will not have 4 debuffs on him, no matter how hard I mess it up or what I do. And yeah, we're just gonna have for the most part the normal gameplay. I'm gonna use the special 2 from time to time, though the special 2 is not mandatory here, only if you feel like you need to heal yourself. Because the special 2 is usually done because it adds a constant value of dot damage on the enemy that's going to also stack up the lethal attack damage from Robin's passive. So that's why it should be up at all times. Over here we're not gonna have any lethal attack damage to be stacked because Robin is not there. At the same time, we're not gonna really need to heal from it. We're gonna take some dot damage when using the special 3 because that gives you some lethal attack chance, which is a buff, which just gets turned to dot, and it's fine. I don't need the lethal attack chance, and just from 1 dot it's fine. Also, this fight would have been far more bearable if you could not stack the dot you receive from buffs. Because while one of those is active, I really don't have a problem, it deals like close to no damage. But when you trigger a dot on every single basic attack hit like Black Manta does, and you get 20 instances of dot stacked on top of yourself, you're not gonna have a good time. Also, another reason why we don't take much dot damage, I think it's because it stacks with his damage, because other teams take slightly more dot damage from here, but since we reduce his attack by so much with the Batmanja team, I think that's another reason why the dot is so low. We can still hit lethals, and we have yet again some lethal attack damage on the Beta Club, that's gonna help us out. The Beta Club values are just garbage, just pretend we don't even have Beta Club on Catwoman, it really doesn't matter. Also, to an extent, we might not actually have a Beta Club on Catwoman, we might have like the Spear, I don't even remember. That's how little of a difference it makes here, because of how much dot resistance he has and how less damage we deal. But yeah, that was the Batmanja team for you. If you don't have Vixen, and a lot of people don't because she hasn't been released other than real money yet, then use Silver Bane in here. You're gonna have similar results. That was a 20 mil. And we're gonna use Darkseid here. I was like, let's try Darkseid because like we have Brainiac available and we can use Brainiac to get some lethal attack damage. Usually you do that for Black Manta, but Black Manta is gonna kill himself if you don't have LexCorp, so there comes the problem. Okay, so we use the special 1 in there. Darkseid back in there is mainly tagged in for the power generation that he gets. Our special 1 will also have a Red Hood. Some power reduction character would have been nice for this team, but I guess we can't have that because they go with Revenge and Conflant Sakoman. Another special 1 in there. I'm trying to keep up the burning effects. I mean, actually, if I think about it, I didn't do it because I thought it would be too much of a setup combining both Brainiac special 1s and Classic Superman special 2s for the defense reduction. But I think a better choice than Red Hood would have been a Classic Superman for the defense reduction, because now we deal some decent values, but as soon as the burning expires once and we have to stack it from all the way up again, our damage is gonna decrease tremendously because this dude is slow on defense. Boy, this guy is just so annoying. Such a frustrating fight for so many reasons. I mean, maxed out defense, immune to crits, also immune to stuns, also turns buffs into dots, also hard to combo interrupt. Boy, I don't know what happened to this Soul Raid. Like this is the worst Soul Raid by far and it will forever be. And if you think that this is not the worst Soul Raids, then you're objectively wrong in this scenario. It's not up to discussion. And since then, like, the game has improved a bit. And also, yeah, well, we're having a little bit of a talk during this fight because, look, it's just stacking lethal with Brainiac and special 2s with Darkseid. There's not really much to talk about. And yeah, it's to the point where all that lethal that stacks so well with the Beta Club has gotten us to the higher Beta Club value that we've ever gotten except for the King fight, and that's a 30k. Boy. But yeah, I don't know what happened with this Zoroid. I think they were really pushing it for real money. And they really made this kind of pain to win in this regard. But since then things have heavily improved. I think they should do either rework this boss or just pretend this never existed and never put it back on. But then again, it would suck for people who actually upgrade artifacts. So yeah, please do something about this dude, about my boy boss Superman, and make him less annoying. I mean, he would be hard enough to beat if he didn't turn like buffs into dot damage. So if you maybe remove that and like give him something in exchange, like armor pierce on one of the specials, or like burning on one of the specials, or like if you don't block one of the specials you get insta killed, like stuff like that, that's gonna have some counterplay to it, where if you get smashed you're gonna know for a fact it's your fault, not... I don't know, man. But yeah, I have to constantly tag in Brainiac even though we get to 10 stacks of the special 1 earlier, because he needs to constantly apply that burning effect to keep the defense reduced. Did we? Yeah, we used the Red Hood super move at some point, so we're fine in terms of that. And use special 1 in there, and yeah, there we go, that was the Darkseid fight. We're getting into a territory of teams that don't breach 20 mil, so yeah, almost 50 mil. I mean, it's something at the end of the day. Yeah, with the multiverse team, this team does so damn well with the LexCorp Warsuit. This one is actually one of the top 3 teams against this dude, because they got something very, very good going for them. The fact that their burning effect is going to make him be able to take crits. They do the same thing against League Raid's Captain Cold. They do the same thing here. They make a character that's supposed to be immune, or at the very least very resistant to crits, actually take crits, and that's amazing. But without the LexCorp they get so much dot damage inflicted to them. I mean, not as much by any means as Black Manta or Batmanja team with Batmanja Robin in there, but still the dot damage just eats at you, my dude. So we're at a very sad point in history where you can see that I'm using Firestorm, where unironically and actively using my boy Firestorm, because even though we shit-talked Firestorm so many times in the past, he's going to actually provide us with some dot resistance. Over there it was my mistake, I should have tagged Firestorm in there to tank that super move, so that put us our multiverse of Flash to a very, very low point, sadly. But yeah, definitely my bad there. Yeah, with the LexCorp Warsuit on Multiverse Armor, and another thing that sucks, because we don't have access to buffs, we're gonna have very unoptimal stats, because like Multiverse Armor Supergirl is built in a way that she like doesn't have any crit chance or any crit damage from herself, because she gets max crit chance from Multiverse the Flash passive, and that's definitely still gonna be there, but she also gets max crit damage from her special tree. So because we don't have access to the buffs of the special tree, we're going to have around a 200% instead of a 300% crit damage, so that's gonna be yet again very unoptimal. And yeah, what I'm doing here is trying to just keep her in the fight. Like, the Firestorm will not do that much, and the only reason why we were actively tagging Flash previously, it was because he was far better at building combo. So like, until Multiverse Armor Supergirl can't take it anymore, we'll just keep her in the fight. Again, with this one it was my fault for letting Multiverse the Flash take that super move. But yeah, again, a team that performs kind of an optimal here. And yeah, with this team I don't mind it too much, because they still do well. They are like still at 50% of their usual performance. So that's definitely something. But when it comes to teams like the Black Manta team and the Batmanja team, boy, it just sucks. Over here it's just, it's slightly less inconvenient that we don't have the LexCorp Warsuit, but we're gonna be fine. Also, she took a ton of dot damage. Like, the more often we use the special tree of her, the more often she gets buffs, and the more often they get turned into debuffs. She just speedrun death throughout the end of the fight. So yeah, those are kind of all the teams that we use here. Hopefully you found something useful that might help you outfight this dude and kill him. And all I can say is good luck. And now we're going to kind of get into the last fight and see how that one went. And yeah, I'm sorry for forgetting to edit that video, and I did badly there and I didn't cut enough, but I'm not gonna go back on it because we're already into 19 minutes of straight up recording, and I'm just not gonna stop and record. I'm sorry, lads. I messed up with the editing a little bit. It'll be fine. Okay, it'll be fine. So yeah, last fight. So we're going with Kim Sacrament here, and we're going to have Raven and Dr. Fate in there. Again, stacking special 2s, Sword of Sin on Raven, special 2s on Kim Sacrament as well. He doesn't have much health. He should go out soon enough, I guess. Raven back in there, another special 2, 3 Darkness stacks. King back in there, another special 2, I think 3 King passive stacks. Yeah, I'm just trying to play it by the book, even though I don't need to. This guy will shortly die here. And I tried to kill him with like teams that were not Kim Sacrament because I wanted to save him, but then I came to the conclusion that if we're gonna do that, we're gonna need like 5 pips in order to have this team available for the next year, and that's just not worth it at that point. So we're just gonna drop it here and finish it. Another special 2 in there, King back in there, another special 2. I mean, I'm using so many special 2s because that was the only thing I had energy for at that point. There we go, the nightmare is over, for now at the very least. Boss Superman has been killed. After all that, we get the second worst character in the game. The second worst character in the game, but yeah, at least we get our Kim Sacrament to 7 stars, so I'm gonna leave it at that to end on a positive note. So yeah, goodbye lads, thanks so much for watching.
This is the future.